If they catch us and try to push us, cause when I'm in New York I don't be taking no shit. I be that drug dealer nigga that be fucking your bitch.
What a fella, like salt, pepper, Cinderella. I came to spark the duff, dumb and blind like Helen Keller. If I'm not with George in the jungle, if he not with Stella or
what
either
is up?
Priscilla,
Welcome to another episode of Maximilian Must Know. Today we're going to take a look at a relatively newer cheapie from the house of Remy Latour. And this one, guys, is called Black Oud. Now, as always, when we take a first look at a fragrance from a house that we've never talked about before, I like to give some background on that house. This isn't a house that has a ton of information on it. I do know it's a French house that belongs to a company called Parfum Parure. Now, they also have Lomani and a couple other houses under their umbrella. And they, Remy Latour really came to be in 1996. They released in 96 a men's fragrance called Cigar. And that did well. And the motto for this house is the choice of elegance. Now, I own Cigar. They have around 15 fragrances in their lineup. If you guys would like to see a review on Cigar, let me know and I can review that down the line. It's not a huge favorite of mine. I was sort of excited for it. It comes in this box and in this sort of way. It's a light brown color. And so I was really looking for a big and bold tobacco scent. It was really rather light and fruity and fresh. Now, it's not bad, but it wasn't what I was expecting. So I was looking at what else they had done, and a few of their newer releases caught my eye, specifically Cigar Black Oud and Cigar Black Wood. I decided to go with Black Oud first, and I figured if I liked it, I'd go back and pick up Black Wood as well. Guys, I got my bottle off eBay for 15 bucks shipped. You can still find that one in that price range for a few different sites, and as of filming this, Amazon has 100 ml of this for $22. Now, this one, as far as I know, either came out in 2014 or 2015, and the notes on it are Sicilian lemon and Florida tangerine at the top, Ceylon cinnamon and Peru balsam in the middle, musks, precious woods, amber, benzoin oil, and tonka bean in the base. Now, as far as your presentation goes, so it comes in a tin that looks as so. It's a Cigar Remy Latour Black Oud. You have this hologram on the top, a pull tab. You pull it off. It has sort of a velvet feeling lining there. It is a tin material. On the back you have the ingredients. On the bottom you have some information. Now, be careful with the bottle. With the original Cigar, you pull this piece off and the atomizer is underneath. With this one, the atomizer is this piece. So you push down and you spray it. Now, when I got it, I pulled this off and I almost broke the bottle to the point where I wasn't going to be able to spray it. Thankfully, I'm pretty handy and I was able to put it back together after about 10 minutes. But be careful. It actually is really nice. You see that beautiful gold. You see Cigar on the side. I don't believe anywhere on the frag is the actual Black Oud name. No. So my guess is Black Wood has the same exact bottle. I could be wrong about that, but just be careful because it actually doesn't say Black Oud anywhere on the bottle unless I'm really stupid. And sometimes I can be, but I don't see Black Oud. You do see it on the bottle. Wow. So, guys, this is one hell of a great cheapie. Just awesome and unique. And you know, I do a top cheapie list at the end of the year. This really very probably will be on that list. This gets a lot of comparisons to Tobacco Vanille. And I sort of get that. I get the Tobacco Vanille, but for me, this one is about more than anything else, just a gorgeous, and I do mean a gorgeous, almost wood-burning stove accord. You know, my uncle has a house in the Berkshires in Massachusetts. He has a wood-burning stove in the basement, and it gives me that vibe. So you have this wood-burning stove, sort of burnt wood note, and then you have a very sweet and gourmand powdery vanilla note. There's a real powderiness to the vanilla here. You do have some tobacco as well. This is a stunner. I'm really surprised. What this one, though, does, for me at least, lose a bit of its luster is that it is a very synthetic smelling fragrance. It's very easy to see there was not a huge budget to get the materials to put this one together, but that's okay because it was put together really well. So you're going to open up with the tobacco and the vanilla. You're going to have a woody base with amber, and the smoke in this I have to attribute it to the benzoin oil. As this one dries down, you lose the tobacco, but the tonka and the vanilla never goes anywhere. As it dries down, it gets more woody. The smoke opens up more. It's not a hugely complex scent. It's fairly linear, but it's still more than acceptable in my book, and that's because this one performs really well. This is a hell of a performer. For me, this one easily goes 8 to 10 hours. It's going to project. It's going to last on your skin. Is it beastly? It's not beastly, but at the price point, it does a really good job, and I think this is definitely unisex. Anyone who can appreciate a dark and smoky scent will enjoy this one. For me, this is cold weather juice through and through. This one will be killer around the holidays. You could rock this one on date nights out in that cold weather, however you want to flex it. For me, this is an evening cold weather scent. Now, as far as if you can't get this in where you are, whatever, you're looking for something similar, you know, there's not that much that I really could compare this to. I get the tobacco vanilla comparison, but to me, it's different. The kind of fragrances that this reminds me of are the Mementos of the world by Min New York, the Black Afghanos of the world. Those are more complex versions of this fragrance, but it tries to be one of those, and it does a really good job. It just can't hang in terms of smelling natural and competing with the big boys out there. You know what, actually, really, this one might be the best, most comparable to, if you've ever smelled another cheapie I reviewed called Generation M by Mauboussin. That's sort of a powdery incense. This, to me, smells like a darker version of Generation M by Mauboussin. That's probably the best comparison I could give to you guys. If someone's trying to talk you into purchasing this one, I think they would tell you that it's a really cool bottle. I know some people would probably say it's tacky. I think it's cool. It smells great. It smells great. Chances are no one you know is going to rock this one. And at the price, it's hard to get a better frag at this price. Now, on the flip side, I think someone would also tell you the bottle is tacky. And it just comes down to what you like and what you don't like. It is hard to find. You're probably not going to walk into your local store and find this one. And it is synthetic smelling. These notes do not smell natural at all. You kind of have to decide, are you okay with that? For me, as you guys could tell, I'm excited about this one. I'm enthusiastic about this one. It's an 8.5 out of 10 for me. Only knock is that it's synthetic. If it was a bit more natural and maybe a bit more beastly, yeah, this would be 10 out of 10 juice. But for what it is, I think it's very good. It's definitely got me to the point where I feel like I need to own Blackwood as well. Really makes me wonder what they were doing with cigar. Cigar just, to me, can't hold a candle or a cigar to this. But this is probably just a more modern fragrance, you know. Cigar was made in '96 when the Freshies were really the thing. You look back then, you had Lotus C and Acqua di Gio. And those were the fragrances that were dominating at the time. So I can see why Remy Latour wanted to come out with something back then that was a little bit more fresh than tobacco-y. But now, obviously, you see what's dominating, and it's these darker scents with tonka and vanilla and lavender and resins. And so they've now understand that well, and they've compensated by making a fragrance like this. So give this one a try. If you've tried it, let me know what you think. I'd really be anxious to know what some other people think about this one. It's not on Fragrantica yet, so it's hard to see impressions. I mean, I really wasn't able to look at what anyone thought of this one before I did my review, so I'm really anxious to know what others think. And guys, I'll see you next week with more videos. We'll have a wrap-up video tomorrow. You know what it is. My name is Maximilian.
These styles will be flipped to the absolute exquisite. It's like a blizzard. Soon as I got home from ATL, looked into my baby face. My boo was like, well, I know your types and clientele. Thoughts